When your ex calls, don't answer. Well, there's a way to do reconnections if you want to reconnect with your ex. And there's also things you don't want to do when your ex is reaching out to you. For example, your ex is sending you emojis, some strange stuff, videos, non-communication. Ignore. They just want to keep the lines of communication open. And if your ex calls and wants to see you, don't just jump and go because you desperately want to be with your ex. As much as you want to be with them, you need to maintain and retain a sense of self. And you also want to make sure you are getting into a right situation. And if you are getting in the situation, you want it to be sustainable. So I've got a list of probably 15 things I wanted to share with you today. Have a plan while you are healing. So I've shared with you the tools for healing your life and healing your breakup. And one of the tools is SIFT-SEM, or objective evaluation of a trigger or life questions. You can do an objective evaluation, and in that objective evaluation, you've got short-term solutions about things that you are doing for yourself. And then you also have long-term solutions. And your solutions also need to include a plan of action for when your ex reaches out to you, whether they reach out to you soon or maybe after 30 days or 90 days of no contact whilst you're intentionally healing, or maybe much later. You need to know what to do whenever they reach out to you. And number 2, do not assume that when your ex is reaching out to you or sending emojis or text messages or calls you that they want to get back with you. Rather, what you are needing to do is to be curious. And you also don't know whether they want the same relationship, even if they want to be with you. So you need to have a conversation. And number 3, do not solve breakup issues over text messages. Sometimes your ex can text you and then I want to see you, I miss you so much. And then you start exchanging dirty messages and photos and things like that. But there is a problem you are ignoring. Something happened and you need to address it. Before you go back, you need to know that something is going to change if you want a healthy relationship, that is. And also, even on the phone, avoid resolving your breakup. So be curious and ask questions, number 4. And number 5, do not jump into bed with your ex like nothing happened. Because again, out of desperation, you might think that's the solution. You might think your ex wants sex, but that's not true. People don't just want that. They can get that easily elsewhere. People are wanting to be in a relationship that's supportive, that's fulfilling, and that's satisfactory. And also that's life-giving, and that allows their purpose. Number 6, don't go back if the relationship was toxic. Don't even entertain your ex. Maintain no contact until you have healed your life, you've got tools, and then maybe you can just maintain parental contact only. But again, this is me saying this. Some people will go back, and still you can follow these guidelines, because what you are needing is something that's sustainable, healthy, and that's life-giving. Number 7, ask to meet in person and ask questions. What do they want? Don't ask that on the phone. You can ask on the phone so that then they say, oh, I want to be with you. Then you say, okay, let's meet up. And you can ask this question, what is it that you want? And what has changed? What kind of relationship are you looking for? Are you single? What healing work are you doing? And other questions that you might want to ask. Maybe you want to understand also why you broke up. Because if it's them who initiated the breakup and you don't know what the problem was, you want to understand why you broke up and what they are thinking might have changed. And number 9, I have a tendency to lose track. It's okay to tell them you need to take time to heal. You're not under pressure to go back to your ex. And also don't be desperate that they might meet someone. If they do, it wasn't meant to be. Because they can still meet someone if it doesn't work out with you, if you just rush back. Number 10, if you hear their responses, when they've told you their responses, go back and evaluate those responses. And then ask to meet again with a set of things you feel that you need to address if you are to get back in a relationship, like some standards you need to set between the two of you that you need to agree, because remember there was a problem, and how you are also going to resolve the issue that was in your relationship when you broke up. I think I'm lost track already now. Next one, tell them what you are looking for, not what you want them to do. And this is a tricky situation even in your relationships. If you see someone is making changes or they are changing in your relationship, avoid telling them what you want to do, what you want them to do. Tell them what you are looking for. For example, you can let them know that you are looking for someone who makes time in a relationship rather than someone who spends so much time at work, especially if your breakup was centered around them not making time to be with you. You are looking for someone who does this, not for them to do that. Let it be that you are looking for a situation, not a person, because they might not be the person who can meet your needs. So be open to that. The next one is, if they agree to whatever you have discussed, and if you feel comfortable giving it a go, start dating from scratch to observe changes. And again, this is another issue. You're already going home and starting where you ended. You cannot do that. This is a new relationship. You need to start from scratch. You need to start to date so that you observe those changes that you said you want to see, and whether they have made those changes. And also you are making changes, because you might be the problem, or you might have your own problems, and your own problem might be rushing before you actually see what's going on. Date in public. For the most part, initially, date in public, meet in public, spend time in public, do things where other people are, so that you can learn more about them and about each other and about yourself. Because it's easy, again, to jump into bed. Then the next one, don't ignore red flags. And also, you make changes in your own life and in your own behavior. And the next one, create routines and rituals, because many relationships struggle because they are not conscious. People don't have routines where they say, we are supposed to have a date night every week. We need to sit down and resolve conflict for 1 hour every week. We need to make sure that every day we hug each other when we wake up, if both of us are awake, and when we get back, we need to hug each other, and we need to exchange words of affirmation and so forth, and love languages and all that. It's important that you look into 5 love languages. So create your routines and rituals in your relationship. And the next one, you need to proceed at a slower pace in your relationship. You need to pace your relationship. Again, this is to observe any changes, and also to make sure you are both doing the right thing, and remind each other, hold each other accountable, so that you don't rush. And try to join inner work communities where you can learn to live intentionally and to live consciously. You can go for therapy, you can go for counseling, you can go to codependency groups or 12-step programs. They're very helpful to let go of control, because relationships struggle due to control. And finally, every good thing takes time. So allow things to proceed at a slower pace, and allow things to happen in their own time. Trust the process and avoid putting pressure on each other. This is what I wanted to share with you today. A bit lengthy, but for those of you who really want to do a conscious relationship, who want to do a conscious reconnection, who want to go back to a safe relationship, I urge you to get your journal and to write down the things that you want before you meet your ex or you reconnect with your ex, and know what exactly you are wanting in life. And then maybe you can just take that with you when you meet your ex and express what you are looking for. And also be okay with letting your ex go, even though you might love them so much, you might want to be with them so much, but sometimes some things are not meant to be. Some things are not good for you. Not everything is good for you, and not everyone you meet is your forever after. As someone says, some people are just there to show you some new restaurants. See you tomorrow.